Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, fellow Postmates. My name is Nate, and I cannot believe that it has been 5 whole months since I posted a video. Doesn't feel like it. I didn't expect it. A lot of things came up in the time, but I'm going to be posting a new video for you guys today. And one of the biggest reasons it took a while for me to actually post a video is because I honestly didn't think my video would get that many views. I thought it would get as much as the other 2 videos I posted, which got like maybe 300 views a piece, but the other one is ranking around 22,000 views right now. And I just didn't see it coming. I wasn't ready for it. YouTube channels are hard. Ask anybody who does YouTube. YouTube channels are not easy. But, I've been focusing on other things. I'm wearing a dress shirt because, I just got off from my other job. It's important to have another job when you work Postmates. But I wanted to make this video mainly because the one that I did that got 22,000 or so views is really popular, and I didn't really go into depth on making $100 or $200 a day or exactly how I do it. So I'm just gonna go over some of the comments that I got on that. Just go over some of the comments and how that you can actually pull that off, answer some of the questions. One of the biggest questions I got was, how long do you work if you're gonna make that type of money? And the easy answer to that is about 10 hours, but it varies, depends on if it's a good day. If it's a slow day, I really can't pull off 200 if it's really slow. And also I want to clarify, I don't mean you can pull off $200 extremely consistently, because there could just be a day where nobody's ordering. One thing is, with Postmates, you get the most amount of money on days where the weather is bad. If it's cold outside, if it's raining, people are ordering Postmates. On Sunday nights, people are ordering Postmates. But if it's a beautiful Monday where anybody can go out or whatever, people aren't ordering Postmates. People are going out. So it's a little bit slower on a day like Monday. But have I pulled off $200 a day for a week straight? Yes, I have. But have I pulled off $200 a day for a month straight? I can't say that I have. That's, there are just too many variables involved with Postmates when too many variables involved with Postmates to just, get a consistent amount. But just to get off of that, I want to talk about how I specifically do it. Number one thing that I always make sure is that my vehicle is switched from car to scooter. Why? When I made the first video, you couldn't do that manually, but you can do that manually now. So you can actually switch it from car to scooter or motorcycle, and what that allows you to do is see the entire order. So if somebody is ordering just like a sandwich, I typically don't pick it up. I don't take Starbucks orders. I don't take little stuff. I look for all of the big orders. Somebody who's ordering like I don't normally do Chick-fil-A, but if somebody's doing a big order from Chick-fil-A, I'll do it. Absolutely. That's going to be good money. I just did one today actually, and it was $4.10 for the delivery, but the tip was $25, and it took me maybe, I'll say max 20 minutes, 25 minutes to do. So if I did another one of those, which I didn't, but if I pulled off another one of those orders in that same hour, in the next 35 minutes that were left in that hour, then that would have been 50, 60 bucks an hour. Can you make 60 bucks an hour? Yes, just not consistently. Just remember that with Postmates, nothing is truly consistent. Just know that you can pull off a certain amount of money in a day. But I'll actually post maybe the actual stubs right here so you can see it. So because I got a lot of cynical people that are just saying, oh, sorry, phone ran out of memory, I had to delete some stuff. But I got a lot of cynical people who will be like, oh no, he's not making that much money. It's just a lie. He's just saying that to blah blah. I don't know what their point is. They're trying to convince you basically the same thing I was saying that article was. You can make below minimum wage, or you're not really going to make that much, but you can definitely make that type of money. It's just about making it on a consistent basis. But I have made it on a consistent basis, just not for a month straight. Now let me just tell you a little story about when I first got started with Postmates, because I feel like people start with Postmates and don't get far. Like they'll try it out for like a week and then they'll give up. And I was kind of along the same lines when I started. But here's what happened. I got the job at Jersey Mike's. I really didn't like that job very much. It was paying minimum wage. They took a lot of taxes out. It was just a difficult job to even have in the first place, you know, to pay rent in Los Angeles. It's not enough money. But it was a job, and I needed something when I moved out here, you know? And when I was job hunting, one guy had ran out to me and told me to sign up for Postmates. Shout out Murdoch, I appreciate you for that. And I signed up, but I got the job at Jersey Mike's first. And then I got them about 2 weeks later. So it took about 3 weeks for my application process to go through. And I went to orientation, and, you know, that happened. And, you know, I was working at Jersey Mike's. It was terrible. I really didn't like it very much. You know, I wasn't making no money. But around Christmas time, because I had done it I've been doing Postmates for a year now. I got my job at Jersey Mike's around November. So around Christmas time, that week, because I was so new, they didn't give me any hours, like 0 hours. So I said, okay, I'll just work Postmates, get a feel for it. So I worked Postmates that whole week, especially Christmas. I don't have much family. I don't have any family out here other than my sister. So we spent some time together, but for the most part, I worked Christmas Eve, and the day after Christmas. And you know, I wasn't making good money with Postmates on my own, like just regular, because I didn't understand it. I wasn't used to it. But around those days, I was making decent money, but I didn't notice what was happening, because a week later, I got started with, I got my paycheck from Jersey Mike's. And it was only like, you know, because I missed a week, it was only like a measly like $230 bucks. But, you know, I went to the bank to deposit it anyway. And when I got there, man, I noticed, and I looked in my account, it was like $700 up. And I was like, whoa, what happened? Because I normally don't make this much money with Jersey Mike's. What happened? I knew I got some money from Postmates, but $700 up, that was a lot. And I noticed that my Christmas money had kicked in. I had made, on Christmas Day, $264. And I was like, well, that's more than my Jersey Mike's check. What am I still doing? I was like, in my head, I was like, what am I still doing at Jersey Mike's if I made more in that 1 week? Because I didn't work the Christmas week, but I made more in that 1 week. I mean, in that one day than I did that whole week at Jersey Mike's. And then after, you know, and then I still had money coming in because I worked the days after. I worked the day after Christmas, the day after that, and the day after that. And then I went back to Jersey Mike's. So there was still money rolling in on top of the 700 such and such dollars that I got. At that point, I couldn't wait to quit my job because I started to experiment. I said, okay, so Monday, I'll work Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at Jersey Mike's, and I'll work Tuesday and Thursday Postmates. And to truly get a feel for how much money I would make, I worked the exact same amount of hours that I would work at Jersey Mike's. So if I did a 5.5-hour shift, I did 5.5 hours on Postmates the next day. After I did the calculations, for every $1 I would make at Jersey Mike's, I can make twice as much at Postmates. If I work a 5-hour shift, I'll make $50. If I work a 5-hour shift at Postmates, I will make $100. At that point, I had to quit because it's not, it just makes more sense. Now, I will say this, if you're watching this and you're just like, oh, I'm quitting my job right now, don't do that. And here's why. Just try your best to lower your hours. Try your best to just make your hours a lot smaller, maybe once, twice a week. The reason being is simple. Postmates depends on way too many factors. If I lose my Postmates card, I don't have a job. If I get into a car accident, I don't have a car, meaning I don't have a job. If my license gets revoked, I don't have a job. What else? If I get way too sick, I don't have a job, you know? But I mean, like, in the same instance, like, Postmates is really flexible. I just went back to Richmond, where I'm from, and they got Postmates out there. Now, it's still pretty new, but let's say I live in a more popular city. I didn't have to tell anybody, no boss, that I was flying from California to Richmond. I didn't have to tell any boss that. And then on top of that, if it was working in Richmond at this time, then I could have simply turned it on and worked in Richmond, and I wouldn't have, like, even though I was on technically a vacation, I wouldn't have had to miss any work because I'm all the way out there. So there are definitely some benefits, but you definitely need to have a backup part-time job. One of the reasons I have one now, because you can't completely depend on Postmates because it depends on too many factors, you know? Like I remember one time when I couldn't get my, I couldn't afford to get my brakes done. I had to borrow some money. So, you know, it wears down on your car a lot, and my brakes went kind of bad, and I was like, what am I gonna do? But I couldn't work because I got hit by a car that month too. I couldn't work that whole month. So my profits that month were damn near none. And, you know, it would have actually helped a lot to have a part-time job. But, you know, that's just some tips. I want to get a little bit back into how to actually pull off 200 a day. Think of it this way: if you make about $4.10 a delivery, okay, then that's good. That's decent money, okay. A lot of people like, oh, they only pay you $4.10. Well, the thing is, those are the orders that are really short. People like to go for the long orders. I personally hate long orders. I'm on one now, but it's kind of slow today, so it doesn't bother me. But I don't like long orders. Why? Because it takes a lot of time to do it, and the delivery fee pretty much just pays for the mileage and wear and tear on your car. You know, I do long orders if it's blitz pricing. That's when you get really a really good amount of money. But for the most part, short orders are the best. Short orders with a high payout. So, you know, like I said, I did a Chick-fil-A order today. It was like $4.10, but the tip was like 25 bucks because they ordered a lot for their office. If I can pull off a decent amount of those in an hour, I make a lot of money. Or if you can just pull off four 10 orders in 1 hour, 4 times 10 times 4 is $16.40 without tips. So you're making $16 an hour, no tip. And if you get tipped by all of those, that's about, I mean, $20 to $25 just for those 4. And also, I would say it takes maybe about 25 to, I'd say maybe 22 to 27 deliveries to pull off $200 in a day. And if you think that's impossible, then I don't want to hear from you, because you don't know how to work. It's not impossible. It's not hard. It may be a lot harder if you're in a place where, you know, it's more rural or suburban, where they don't have that much Postmates. Not too many people are ordering. If you want more people to order, share your Postmates code. Sorry, phone cut out again. What I was saying was share your Postmates code. Mine is JEWGE, and the more people that are using Postmates, the more money you can make. So, you know, if you share your Postmates code, you get a $10 credit, they get $10 off of their first delivery, and more people are using Postmates. So that's the solution for that. But you know, I hope I've answered a couple of your questions. If you got any more, feel free to leave it in the comments section below. But yeah, absolutely, Postmates is definitely decent money. But one thing that I did not say in my previous video that I should have said was that you know, it's not the end all be all. Just remember that eventually your car is going to wear down. Eventually, you know, you're going to need another job. Eventually there's going to be something else that you need to do outside of Postmates. But if you need an extra $200 a month, if you need an extra, you know, some extra income, if you're really trying to quit your job and you need something to transition, then Postmates is for you. And there are other delivery stuff that you can do. You know, Postmates is specifically for me. There are a lot of delivery people I run into that like, oh, I hate Postmates. And I tell them how much I'm making. They're like, oh, that's decent, you know, because it is. But they can make decently the same amount with that stuff too, like DoorDash, Grubhub, all of those other ones. But I'll put my email in the link below. If you want to send me an email, I've had a couple of people send me an email, and the email is also my code. If you do 60 deliveries, which means just about 2 a day, that equates to you about $250, you know, a month. If you can just commit 1 hour a day to Postmates and do 2 deliveries a day, that's about $250. Plus, because you use my code, you'll get an extra $50. So that can really work out for you if you're really thinking about Postmates. If you're, you know, already signed up with Postmates and you're like, oh, I never made this much money, send me an email. I can send you links to, you know, well, I'll send you a list of some of the better places to deliver for if you live in LA. I kind of want to make a list just like that for New York and San Francisco. So if you are watching this and you work in New York and San Francisco, please send me an email about the top 25 places that you like to deliver for, and I'll make that up into a list and give it out to everybody. But that's all I had to say for this video. If you have any questions, let me know. Subscribe to me and I will send you the list of my top 25 places to deliver for. All right, you have a good one. Thank you so much, everybody. Please drive safe, because I have been hit before while I was driving. So just please, everybody, be careful. Have a good one. God bless.